Kenya has over 5.4 million young people without stable work. Yet, many employers say they can't find the right talent. Employers call Gen Zs soft, entitled, and hard to manage. But Gen Zs say the workplace is outdated and unfair. But is this really about a difficult generation or a system stuck in the past? Let's unpack it with Michelle Ngele Odhiambo.
Let's talk about Gen Z in the workplace. While many Kenyan employers are asking, why is this generation so hard to manage? Gen Z is asking, why is the workplace still stuck in 1998?
The problem is, you want this generation to be brainwashed like the rest of us. Y'all better leave my little siblings alone.
She's showing up at work at 11 and she's telling me, oh, I was not where, I was not home, and that should be my problem. Oh, damn. God, I need to breathe.
I'm in my soft era. I don't get pressure.
It's just that we have a different interpretation of everything.
Tofauti na sisi millennial ambao tumezoea tangu kitambo tukikua, ukiambua lofty nataka nifanye hivyo, nifanye wapi? Ushatoka tayari mbio unakimbia nikazifanya wapi, lakini atakwambia sawa.
Oh, unabishana na mimi?
Na unanifundisha kazi yangu, si ndio?
Ningoje hapa sasa hivi.
Nakungoja sasa hivi, enda urudi sasa hivi nakungojea. Unaniambia vitu gani? You live once, you die once, YOLO.
Kuna pressure hapo, utafanya kazi peke yako msee.
Na hizi manywele zenu chafu. You want to show up in an office when you're dirty, in Crocs, and when they question you, you want to start giving conditions and acting like somebody has killed you.
So the notion that Gen Z don't have work ethic, absolutely miss me with that.
There's tension, there's misunderstanding, and honestly, there's truth on both sides.
We are constantly judging each other from our own biased and generational perspectives, and this misunderstanding between the different generations will always be there.
But maybe this isn't about lazy youth or stubborn bosses. Maybe it's a system that hasn't kept up. The workplace today is like an old Nokia mobile phone, reliable back then, but struggling to keep up in a world of smartphones. And Gen Z, they are the smartphones. Born between 1997 and 2012, Gen Z grew up on broadband, not blackboards. For their parents, dream careers were medicine, law, engineering. For Gen Z, careers sound a lot more different.
What's your college major? Gender and pronoun mechanics, podcast management, millennial studies. My major is protest administration, vape shop economics, bioengineered nutrition, video game streaming operations, biohackology, digital screen behavior psychiatrist, digital political propaganda design, Gen Z linguistics.
They're tech native, side hustle fluent, and already 30% of Kenya's workforce, showing up with fresh skills and new expectations, but little patience for outdated systems.
The workplace needs to change.
Across HR forums and WhatsApp groups, the same complaints keep coming up. They expect flexibility on day one. They want mental health days, but haven't hit their targets. They quit without notice. But let's hear the other side. To be fair, many offices were designed like rigid hierarchies. You clock in, keep quiet, and wait for your turn. But Gen Z grew up differently.
The interesting thing that I found most about Gen Zs is they know how to express themselves.
Gen Zs have taught me how to have a free spirit. They express themselves more than millennials.
Social media came at the time when Gen Zs, we were just but little children. And so we have known our lives to be on social media. And so expressing ourselves, we do know how to do that very well.
They watched creators build businesses from their bedrooms. And they learned design, coding, and editing on YouTube, not in lecture halls. So they don't see remote work as a privilege. They see it as normal. In fact, in their world, 9 to 5 is a suggestion. not a lifestyle.
We want something a little bit more friendly, not just something where I have to sit down in the office for the entire day.
We are starting to buy into this idea because I'm able to juggle a couple of things. I can be a mom, I can be a dad, I can be a parent, I can have a life outside work.
Those traditional structures, people come to work and maybe they're not actually doing anything in the office, but they're just there to be seen. But now the Gen Zs do not want to be there to be seen.
And it's not just white-collar work. Gen Z is reshaping blue-collar jobs too. Running border fleets like startups, turning catering and beauty jobs into full businesses, even migrating abroad for construction and care work. But even with all this, the bigger system hasn't caught up. A Deloitte survey shows that 57% of Gen Z globally have left jobs over poor mental health support. And Kenya is no exception.
It's not like we don't want to put in the work, but it's just like, I won't let you stress me.
I have my regular mental health check scheduled.
Mental health is important and it needs to be addressed and it needs to be supported. However, as Gen Zs, we also need to be sound because there is no way you're going to wake up and say that I am not coming to work because I need a mental health day. Fine, you need it. However, who's supposed to do the work that you're supposed to do?
Meanwhile, employers still demand 5 years experience for entry-level jobs. So what's Gen Z doing? They're not waiting. They're freelancing online. They're running thrift shops on Instagram, building personal brands on TikTok. Ajira Digital says over 1 million young Kenyans now earn through online gigs, bypassing traditional employers entirely.
The traditional ways of working are being replaced by agile, remote, and digital models. We must therefore embrace emerging forms of employment and not resist them.
So maybe this isn't about spoiled youth and it's not about stubborn employers. Maybe it's about two generations who see the world and work completely differently, and a system that hasn't caught up.
It's about time that we took a step back and asked ourselves, how are we able to accommodate this generation of workers?
So the real question isn't, can Gen Z survive the workplace? Perhaps it's, can the workplace and Kenya's policies evolve fast enough to suit its young talent? Because one thing is clear, they're not waiting to be invited, they're already at work.